concept of missing women refers to the stark demographic shortfall in the number of women compared to the expected number, primarily due to gender-based discrimination and excess female mortality. Intuitively, if you compare the male-to-female ratio in a country with significant son preference, like India or China, to a country where women and men receive roughly equal care and nutrition, like most Western countries, you find a deficit of millions of women who should have been alive but aren't. Origin of the concept. The originator. The concept was first systematically discussed and popularized by Nobel laureate economist Amartya Sen in the early 1990s. The benchmark. Sen observed that in countries without severe gender bias in health and care, the ratio is naturally skewed slightly in favor of women, as women biologically tend to live longer than men. The typical global average is about 102 to 106 males for every 100 females at birth. But the overall population sex ratio tends to be slightly in favor of women. The calculation. Sen calculated the missing women by comparing the actual female population in certain countries, like India and China, with the expected female population if those countries had the same female-to-male ratio as regions with little or no gender discrimination. His initial estimate suggested over 100 million women were missing globally. Why are women missing? The shortfall of women is not due to a single cause but is a result of gender-biased discrimination across the entire female lifespan, leading to excess female mortality. This bias manifests in three critical stages. 1. Before birth sex-selective abortion. Cause. Strong cultural son preference. The belief that a son is necessary for lineage, old age support, and dowry concerns make a daughter an economic burden. Action. Abuse of modern technology, ultrasound for prenatal sex selection followed by sex-selective abortion. This primarily skews the sex ratio at birth, SRB. 2. During childhood, postnatal neglect. Cause. Discrimination in resource allocation. Action. Girl children, especially infants, often receive less attention, poorer nutrition, and delayed healthcare compared to their male siblings. This results in higher mortality rates for girls in the 0 to 5 age group. 3. During adulthood, neglect and vulnerability. Cause. Marginalization and lack of access to resources. Action. High mortality among unmarried women, who often lack the economic and social safety net provided by a husband family, and neglect of women's health needs, particularly during and after childbirth. Initiatives to combat the phenomenon. Governments and international bodies have launched various initiatives, often focusing on correcting the sex ratio and increasing the value of the girl child. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Save the Daughter, Educate the Daughter. This flagship Indian campaign focuses on advocacy and behavioral change to challenge patriarchal norms and raise awareness against sex-selective practices. Legal enforcement. Strict enforcement of laws like the Preconception and Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques (PCPNDT) Act in India, which prohibits sex determination before or after conception. Incentive schemes, conditional cash transfer schemes, e.g., Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana in India that link financial benefits to the birth, survival and education of the girl child, aiming to reduce the perception of girls as an economic burden. Women's empowerment. Investing in women's education, political participation, and economic opportunities, which has a long-term effect of increasing the social value of women. Incoming updates and future focus. The trend of missing women is a dynamic issue, with recent focus shifting to its modern complexities. Rise in postnatal discrimination. While sex-selective abortion remains a major factor, some studies show an increasing proportion of missing girls are due to post-birth excess mortality and neglect, emphasizing the need for better child health and nutrition for girls. Focus on the adult population. New research highlights the vulnerability of unmarried adult women as a significant contributor to the missing women count, prompting a need for better social security and health support systems for this demographic. Technology for good. Using data analytics from census and civil registration systems to track sex ratio changes at the district level and target areas for intervention, moving from broad campaigns to hyper-local solutions. Global awareness. International reports such as the UN's and the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap Report continue to highlight the skewed health and survival subindex as a failure of social policy, ensuring the issue remains a priority on the global development agenda.